The airplane cruised smoothly through the night sky, slicing through the thick clouds at 30,000 feet. The hum of the engines and the occasional ding of seatbelt signs filled the air. But Adam was too preoccupied to notice. He sat comfortably in his first-class seat, swirling the champagne in his glass, his eyes fixed on the two beautiful air hostesses who had been flirting with him since takeoff. Lily, a blonde with deep blue eyes, leaned in closer. "Is everything to your liking, sir?" Adam smirked. "It could be better." Sophie, a brunette with a mischievous glint in her eyes, giggled. "Oh, and what exactly would make it better?" Adam took a sip, maintaining eye contact. "A little more personal attention, maybe?" The two hostesses exchanged glances before smiling playfully. "Well, we do like to keep our passengers happy," Sophie whispered. The plane's cabin lights dimmed slightly as passengers settled in for the long flight. Most were either asleep or lost in their movies. Adam, however, was enjoying an entirely different form of entertainment. Lily and Sophie invited him to the small service area behind the curtain. It was private, away from prying eyes. The hum of the aircraft masked their whispers and soft laughter. "You're quite the charmer, Adam," Lily said, her fingers lightly tracing his wrist. Sophie bit her lip. "I think we both like you." Adam could feel his pulse quicken. The warmth of their bodies, the way their perfume mixed in the air. It was intoxicating. He moved closer, his breath mingling with theirs. Then, a sudden chill ran through the cabin. The temperature dropped, and the lights flickered. Adam shivered. "Did you feel that?" Lily and Sophie frowned. "Feel what?" A soft whisper echoed from behind him. "Low, unnatural." Adam turned. A third air hostess stood in the shadows. But something was wrong. Her uniform was torn. Her skin was unnaturally pale, almost gray. Her lips twisted into a smile too wide, revealing jagged, rotting teeth. Her eyes completely black, empty voids. His breath caught in his throat. The creature stepped closer, her movements jerky and inhuman. She leaned in, her icy breath sending shivers down his spine. "You shouldn't have come on this flight, Adam." His heart pounded. And then she lunged. Adam's breath hitched as the monstrous air hostess lunged at him. On instinct, he stumbled backward, slamming into the beverage cart. His heart pounded like a drum, adrenaline surging through his veins. Lily and Sophie turned, startled by his sudden movement. "Adam?" Lily asked, confused. Adam pointed a trembling finger at the figure before him, his voice barely a whisper. "Tell me you see her." Sophie frowned. "See who?" Adam's stomach twisted. The creature was right there. Her black eyes locked onto his, her jagged teeth stretching into a horrifying grin. But the two hostesses, they didn't see her. "Sir, are you okay?" Lily asked, stepping forward. Adam tried to speak, but his throat felt dry. He could hear the creature's breath, a raspy, unnatural sound like wind howling through a graveyard. Then, she blinked out of existence. Adam gasped, scanning the dimly lit space. Nothing. No sign of her. Just Lily and Sophie, watching him with concern. "Maybe I'm hallucinating." The thought barely reassured him. Sophie touched his arm gently. "You look pale. Sit down, we'll get you some water." Adam hesitated but nodded. He let them guide him back to his seat. As he sank into the plush leather, his eyes darted around the cabin. Everything looked normal. The passengers were asleep, the soft hum of the plane filling the silence. Maybe it was just exhaustion, or the champagne messing with his head. But then, the overhead screens, which had been playing a safety video on loop, suddenly glitched. The happy smiles of the flight attendants on screen twisted into something grotesque. Their eyes turned black, their grins stretching unnaturally wide, just like the creature he had seen. Adam's blood ran cold. The screen flickered again. This time, a different face appeared. A woman, pale and lifeless, with dark, sunken eyes and lips stitched shut. She was staring directly at him. Then in a split second, the screen went black. A sharp whisper filled his ears. "You can't escape, Adam." His pulse spiked. He gripped the armrests, his knuckles turning white. He needed to get off this plane. But at 30,000 feet, there was nowhere to run. Adam sat frozen in his seat, his heart hammering in his chest. The screens were black now, but the woman's dead eyes were burned into his mind. He took a shaky breath and turned to the window. Outside, the night sky stretched endlessly, the stars twinkling like cold, distant eyes. The plane's wing lights flickered in the darkness. For a moment, everything was silent. Too silent. Then, a handprint appeared on the outside of the window. Adam's breath caught. It was impossible. They were 30,000 feet in the air. Who, or what could be out there? The handprint slowly dragged downward, leaving behind long dark streaks, as if whatever was outside was trying to get in. Adam yanked his gaze away, his pulse pounding. He turned to Lily and Sophie, who were standing a few rows away chatting. They looked so normal, like nothing was wrong. I'm losing my mind. He ran a hand over his face, trying to shake the fear. Maybe it was all in his head. Maybe. A cold breath caressed his neck. Adam stiffened. He wasn't alone. Slowly, painfully, he turned his head. She was there. The same horrifying hostess from before. Her skin pale, eyes black voids, lips stretched into a sickening grin. She was sitting right beside him. Adam's breath came in ragged gasps. He wanted to move, wanted to scream, but his body refused to obey. Her lips parted slightly, revealing jagged, rotting teeth. And then, in a voice that dripped with malice, she whispered, Asterisk. You are not supposed to be here, Adam. Asterisk. Adam's vision blurred. His chest tightened. He clutched the armrest, nails digging into the leather. The lights above flickered wildly. The air grew thick, suffocating. And then, the entire plane lurched. Passengers woke with startled gasps. Overhead compartments rattled. The seatbelt sign dinged urgently. Ladies and gentlemen. The pilot's voice came over the intercom, crackling with static. We are experiencing unexpected turbulence. Please remain seated. But Adam knew. This wasn't turbulence. Something evil was on this plane. And it was coming for him. The plane shook violently, the overhead lights flickering like a dying candle. Passengers gasped, gripping their seats in fear. Some whispered prayers under their breath, while others tried to reassure themselves. Just turbulence, just turbulence. But Adam knew better. His heart pounded as he turned back to his seatmate, the horrifying air hostess with soulless black eyes. But she was gone. Vanished. His breath came in shallow gasps. His mind screamed at him to wake up, to tell himself this wasn't real. But the icy touch on his neck, the whisper that still echoed in his ears. Asterisk, asterisk, it was real. Asterisk, asterisk. He shot up from his seat, gripping the nearest hostess by the arm. Lily, there's something wrong with this flight. Lily's warm, human hand touched his. She frowned, tilting her head. Sir, you need to sit down. We're going through turbulence. No, you don't understand. Adam's voice was urgent, his pulse racing. There was a woman, her eyes black-like. A sharp scream cut through the cabin. Every head turned toward the back of the plane. A woman in an aisle seat was trembling, pointing toward the bathroom door. It was banging from the inside. Hard. Thud. 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 The entire door rattled as if something, or someone was trapped inside. A male flight attendant hurried toward the door. Ma'am, please calm down. I'm sure it's just. The door swung open violently, and the lights went out. For a moment, there was only darkness. Then, the emergency lights flickered on, casting the cabin in an eerie red glow. The bathroom was empty. The flight attendant turned, confused. There's no one in here. The woman who had screamed shook her head violently. And no, I saw her. I saw a flight attendant. She was standing right there, staring at me. But she didn't have any eyes. A cold shiver ran down Adam's spine. His knees nearly buckled. This was real. This was happening. He turned toward the cockpit. He needed answers. He needed to talk to the pilot. But then the intercom crackled again. And a voice. Asterisk, asterisk, not the pilot's voice, asterisk, asterisk. Whispered through the speakers. Asterisk, you can't escape, Adam. You never could. Asterisk. The plane lurched downward. And this time, asterisk, asterisk, it wasn't turbulence, asterisk, asterisk. The plane lurched downward, sending passengers screaming as oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. The overhead bins popped open, luggage tumbling out. The cabin was in chaos, people gripping their seats, praying, crying. But Adam, he wasn't afraid of crashing. He was afraid of her. The intercom still crackled, that unnatural voice whispering his name. The red emergency lights flickered, casting eerie shadows across the terrified passengers. Adam turned toward the cockpit. He had to reach the pilots. Asterisk had to get control of the plane. Asterisk. He pushed past the panicked passengers, stumbling as the plane shook violently. Lily grabbed his arm. Adam, where are you going? I have to stop this, he shouted. Lily's eyes widened. Stop what? Before he could answer, the bathroom door flung open again, this time with an unnatural force. A shadowy figure emerged, floating inches above the ground. It was her, the ghastly air hostess, her black eyes piercing through the dim cabin light. Her mouth opened far too wide, revealing endless rows of rotting, jagged teeth. You cannot leave, Adam, she hissed, her voice a chilling echo. Adam's breath hitched. His legs refused to move. She raised a skeletal hand and pointed at him. The lights went out completely. Total darkness. Then, whispers, soft at first, then louder. Hundreds of voices overlapping, crying, screaming, begging. Adam squeezed his eyes shut, hands over his ears. Stop it. And suddenly, silence, The lights flickered back on. The plane was empty. Every passenger gone. Seats vacant. Luggage missing. Only Adam remained, standing in the aisle, his breath ragged. No, this isn't real. He turned toward the cockpit. The door was open. Slowly he stepped forward. His hand trembled as he pushed it further open. Inside, the pilot and co-pilot sat in their seats. Dead. Their eyes were hollow, black voids staring lifelessly ahead. The control panels flashed wildly, alarms blaring. Adam's reflection appeared in the windshield. And behind him, she was there. Her grin widened. Welcome home, Adam. The plane plunged into darkness and was never seen again.